Hi, my name's Benji and welcome to Dice vs Cards. Today we're looking at Duelosaur Island. We're asking the question, can you scale down an engine builder inspired by its own parent game for 1 or 2 players whilst retaining all the good bits? We're also going to find out what makes a board game addictive. And finally, we find out whether so many vivid colours in one box can make you euphoric enough to ignore the fact that you're being chased by 25-foot carnivores. So let's see how this plays and whether this could be the next game for you. So what have we got here? You've each got your own player board with a bunch of little cubes on it. Each player starts with 3 cards in their starting hand. You've got coins, you've got a park deck, and they're always communal cards face up that represent dinosaurs you can build into their own habitats and attractions you can construct as well. This little fella houses these beautiful little dice that you're going to be drafting. You've also got specialists that you can draft throughout, and this little board here keeps track of your score. Billy the Bag houses the dice until they're let out to play, and then you're good to go. You'll then take one of the 3 cards in your hand and build a dinosaur enclosure for free. You'll then take another card and build an attraction for free. That's going to help you in the income phase at the start of the turn. Each turn starts with the income phase. This is where you take 3 coins plus a coin for each food attraction you have in your park and any excitement level you've gained that we'll touch on a bit later. You then draw 1 card plus further cards equal to the number of merch attractions you've got in your park. Whenever you take a card, you can take it from the top of the park deck or take one of the 3 communal cards here. We then get to the drafting phase, and this is where player 1 is going to take 5 dice, roll them and place them in a space of their choosing. And where they place them is important, because whenever you draft the dice, you're going to be getting the corresponding bonus. So, resources in the game. You've got 3 types of basic DNA and 3 types of advanced DNA, and these are going to be your primary means to build dinosaur enclosures. So there's always a cost in resources in DNA at the top of dinosaur cards, and attractions are always going to cost you a number of coins. But you can also take 1 of 2 specialist cards when it's your turn to pick, and these are going to give you certain passive bonuses and even endgame bonuses. We then get to phase 3, which is the build phase, and this is where you're going to be creating dinosaurs, spending the requisite amount of DNA to add that enclosure to your park, and that's going to increase the excitement level in your park, which is going to gain you access to more coins and also more points at the end of every round. But it's also going to increase the threat level. So the threat level is important because you need to keep your security level up to manage that threat. Otherwise you're going to be getting a bunch of negative points at the end of every turn. So as you can see, you can increase your security by using coins equal to the numbers found to the right of them. So anytime you're below it, you're going to be getting minus points. You can build attractions. We've already covered food and merch, and the third one is a ride attraction, and that allows you to take the current turn's PR bonus found over here. The final phase is the visitors phase, and this is where you'll compare the current threat level with your security, and anytime you're lagging behind, the further behind you are to the threat level, the progressively larger amount of points you're going to lose at the end of the round. So you're then going to gain visitors, which is points effectively equal to your excitement value at the end of the turn, and then minusing any from the threat level. You're going to rinse and repeat that process, alternating the first player each turn until, depending on whether you're playing a short, medium or long game, a certain number of points have been obtained by one player. You're then going to get bonus points at the end of the game, predominantly from the dinosaurs that you've built enclosures for, but certain attractions give you points and specialist cards as well. So then the player with the most points is the winner. So that's how this game plays. What did I think of it? So what's so good about the game? Well, first and foremost for me, it's the way everything kind of transitions seamlessly throughout the turn. You know, you're gathering stuff, you're placing dice, you're drafting dice, you're building stuff, then you're collecting stuff. It all has its place, and that tells me that it's taken inspiration from its parent game, but provided a gameplay experience that stands on its own 2 feet for 1 or 2 players. Secondly, my favourite nuance to the game is that need to mitigate against threat. You can't just, with a lot of engine builders, just start to ramp and then fly off into the sunset. Here you've always got to factor in your security level and how it stacks up against the threat that the dinosaurs that you've enclosed in your park brings to proceedings. You just go too far, you're ultimately going to be sinking points every single turn. Thirdly, there's just something addictive about playing this game, whether it's the vibrant colours, the beautiful looking dice, or just that simple, repetitive, but in a good way gameplay that just makes this a highly addictive game. And finally, don't be put off by those vivid colours. I was at a distance, it's like, ooh, actually, is this an ugly, beautiful game? But when you unbox it, honestly, it just fits the thing that it's going for pretty much perfectly. So what's not so good about the game? Well, it's actually a fairly predictable gameplay experience after a few playthroughs. There's only so much difference you're going to have with the 3 excitement levels on the dinosaurs and all of the things that the attractions bring to the park. I think the root of some of that problem is the tiers of excitement level, where you get an extra coin every turn at a very specific interval. Perhaps if that was taken away entirely and you gave more flavour to the attractions, more ability to choose which resources you're going to get each turn off of those, and that would then have more of a sandbox feel in terms of deciding what sort of dinosaurs you're going to bring to your park. And then really by extension of that point, there's just not enough variability in all of the cards in the box. And that includes the dinosaurs. They're all a bit similar. Yes, there may be some name changes there and the types of dinosaur are slightly different, but I would like to see a bit more variability there and in the specialist cards. So in summary, I can't have any grumbles whatsoever in what's scaled down into a smaller player count in terms of an engine builder and what makes it fun, what makes it engaging. The turn sequence just by and large hits all the right notes. Then we come to, can a repetitive game that's also very, very addictive be just a phenomenal gameplay experience? And the answer is yes. You take 2 almost negative words and turn them into an absolute positive. So with all that being said, Dice vs Cards can give a final score of 8 out of 10. Thanks very much to Jack at the Cardboard Herald for inspiring this purchase. I'll try and link to his channel wherever I can. However, that's it from me. I'll see you next time.
Dinosaur eats man, woman inherits the earth. Clever girl.